Technology today, so just bear with me because I have something a little bit different for you. I'm just going to switch screens here. Um, if you are a coach and you find yourself in a limiting belief spiral, when you start getting stuck in your head about all the things that you're not doing wrong, how you're not good enough, how you're not showing up enough, you're not this enough of this, I want you to just consider, what would the world be like if we all decided to love ourselves? Now, I know some of you might be like, what, Tina? I love myself. I go to yoga. I meditate. I nourish my body. Do you pay attention to the things that you tell yourself? Do you pay attention to the thoughts that enter your head when you aren't taking action, when you aren't doing what you think you should be doing, or when you have a perceived failure? Do you pay attention to what happens in those situations when life happens? And life, if you're on the court, life is going to happen with velocity. But I promise you this, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's helping you work your muscle. I wanted to share this situation that happened the other day with my 13-year-old daughter. She was looking at some of her tests, and she is a hyperachiever. She's a perfectionist. I know she gets that from me, and I'm trying not to make myself wrong. But she is really, really concerned about good grades, and she easily gets into the tailspin of making herself wrong. So one day last week, she came home from school. She's like, I got a 70% on my math test. And I'm like, great, good for you. She's like, great. That's not going to get me into college. She's in grade 8. That's not going to get me into college. This isn't going to be good enough in life. I can't have 70s. I need to be the best. And so I was just listening to her, right? And then I could see her starting to spiral about the stories about what she's not going to have in life, who she's not going to be in life because she got 70 on a test. In my heart as a mother, I just wanted to hug her and let her know everything's going to be fine. You're fine. It doesn't matter about your grades. Just try your best. I wanted to be that motivational life coach in her corner. But instead, I just let her express what was there, what was really there for her. And when she was done expressing it, she was so angry, so frustrated, so mad at herself. And this is a common pattern with her. So I said to her, can I show you something? She's like, Mom, I don't want your coaching. I don't want you to coach me right now. I just want to be upset. And I want to be, I want good grades, all of this stuff, right? So I said, okay, I hear all of that. I'm not coaching you. I'm not going to give you any inspiration. I just really want to show you something. And are you open to that? She's like, fine, Mom, fine, whatever. Show me whatever. And so I'm going to share with you what I showed her. I'm going to share my screen. And so I shared her that picture. And I said, is she good enough? What would you say to her if she came home and said, I only got 70, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough? And then in this moment, my daughter just started crying and sobbing. And she's like, make it stop. Where are these emotions coming from? Make it stop. And I just let her be with her emotions. And I said, you see that little girl right there? She is you. She's inside of you. She is your heart. She is your essence. And every time you talk to her that way, she is experiencing those words, those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions. And in a moment, she just had this click, this realization. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person who makes her wrong, who treats her badly. She's like, Mom, I'm never going to say bad things about myself again. And then we had this really empowering conversation. And I said, we go through life. I said, I work with adults that are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, that mentally beat themselves up every single day. Their internal dialogue becomes their reality of not enough. I don't want that for you. I want you to see that society, education, we are being programmed to try and climb a mountain that does not exist. We are being programmed to believe that we need to be better, we need to be more, we need to be enough. What if we all just started believing right now, right here, the way that we are is enough? And I wanted to share this with all of you because I spent most of my life beating up my own childhood self. I spent most of my life believing that I was not enough. I was not good enough. I was not smart enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't skinny enough. And I realized that even though I was getting coaching to develop self-love and personal development, that little tinkering of not enoughness was always there until I saw it through the eyes of my childhood self, through the eyes of my essence, through the eyes of my 3-year-old that was lively and curious. And, you know, you saw the picture of my daughter with the mashed potatoes all over her face and her hands were like this. Remember that essence where you weren't afraid when you were learning to walk and you fell 1,000 times and you bumped your knees and you bumped your head and you cried, but you got back up and you learned to walk? Consider growing a business is like that. You are going to fall. But what happens is because of life, because of these thoughts, see, I'm not good enough, we fall and we don't get back up. We fall and we stay down. Why do we do that? Because life has taught us that we're not enough to get back up. We don't deserve to get back up. We're not valuable enough to get back up. And I really want to say that is bullshit. That is not true. You are going to fall. But if you always go back to that essence, that person you were before life happened, you know, before the trauma, before the relationship breakdown, before the weight gain, before the whatever happened to you in life where you made a decision that you weren't enough, that little girl, that little boy is still inside, screaming to get out, crying to get out, wanting you to love him or her. That's it. What would it be like if we started adopting this belief that everything that's happening is part of our journey and it's designed to help us get back to our essence? It's working the muscle to believe that we are enough. We can handle life happening. We can fall and we can get back up. What if, just try this on, see if it fits. What if all of the things that you've experienced were actually gifts? They were actually the gold part of your life that you've overcome, and somebody else has yet to overcome that. They're still on the ground. They're still stopped. They're still stuck. And they're waiting for somebody like you to say, I get it. I've been there. I've done that. And I know what it takes to get back up. Do you want to get back up? Do you want to get back into this game called life? See, because if life isn't happening to you, if there isn't shit coming at you, that means you're dead. You're not living. And I know this might kind of jolt some of you, right? Because you think, I am living. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great life. But are you stuck in that, like trying to prove something? Are you trying to stuff those emotions with external things? You know, I say to my daughter all the time, listen, Lululemon is not going to make you enough. All those fancy clothes are not going to make you enough. It's an inside game, not an outside game. It's a state of being, really being, I am. I am. One thing that I said last week is that, you know, I stopped telling my kids I love them because of this. I'm like, I love you because you're you, all of you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the messy. I love you because you're you. I love your essence. I love your being. I love who you are in the world. And I want to say that to all of you. I don't even know you, but I know there's some of you that follow, that get some inspiration from what I have to say. And I would love for my external voice to become your internal voice. I would love for you to start paying attention to that inner voice that's keeping you stuck and start reprogramming it to believe you're the one and you can have it all. And it's going to take something. I'm not saying it isn't. If you really saw what I had to go through in order to let go of this story, it's been happening my whole life. This ongoing process of letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. I remember one time I was in a changing room trying on clothes. They were a size 0, and I broke down crying in the changing room because I thought people were tricking me, telling me that I looked good, but all I could see in the mirror was a sausage. Size 0, which is nothing. But I couldn't see that. I couldn't see me, my essence. All I saw was the external, and the external wasn't enough. It was never enough. Growing a successful business, not enough. People are complaining, I'm not doing enough. You see, we all deal with this because we're all living a human experience. All of us. Some at different levels, some have worked the muscle a little bit more. That voice is a little bit quieter, but it is a practice to take that external voice and make it really quiet. See, that little part of me, that not enoughness, she still comes out every day, every day, every day, every day. But now it's just a whisper. It's just a whisper. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you for keeping me humble. Thank you for showing me that it's not easy for everybody. Thank you for showing me that I get to share my message, because if it impacts one person, I've done my job. I've made that impact, and I am enough, and you are enough. But I can tell you that until you're blue in the face, but until you do the work to actually believe it, and the work is in the action. I promise you, you are going to fail 100 times. But if you can fail 100 times and get back up quickly, that's when you're going to achieve momentum. That's when you're going to achieve flow. That's when you're going to start developing. But most people don't want to play the inside game. They get addicted to their negative emotions. They get addicted to being stuck. It gets them off the hook for being responsible. And if that's you and you see that I have a gift to give to the world and I'm not being responsible because I'm stuck here instead of being out here, get off it. Lovingly get off it. Get out of your own way. The world needs you. I need you. My mission in life is to serve the evolution of the human race by empowering people like you to go transform the world. I can't do that alone. Okay, I need you. My team needs you. The world needs you. But you got to believe that we need you. So let me know what you're hearing, what you're getting, and take that childhood picture of yourself. Put it on your computer. Put it at your desk. Go back to her. Go back to him. Remember that beauty, that essence that you truly are. And when you start talking down to that person, remember who you're speaking to. You are amazing. You are smart. You are brilliant. You are extraordinary. You are loving. You are kind. You are you. And there's only one of you in the world. So I love you guys. I'm going to show you another picture. Maybe not. I can't. I'm working dual screens and it just doesn't work. But remember this story. Remember your own story. Remember the gift that you are to the world. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you back next week. I hope those of you that are over across the pond in the UK and Europe got the time change memo that you guys are now 4 hours ahead of us instead of 5, just for a few more days. But if you're catching the replay, let me know that you're catching the replay. If you got value and you think that there's somebody in your life that might get value from this message, share it with them. And if you are a coach that is ready to get out of your own way, you want to start working the muscle to be in action, to make an impact in the world, you want to serve your purpose, and you're not sure where to begin, where to start, there's a link to book a call with me, my team. Please don't wait. Don't sit on this when there's help available. Book that call, and let's create magic in the world. Okay, everyone. Bye. And have a great day.